Welcome to Retro MasterMindless, the 3rd edition, and this time we have the two fat bastards facing off against each other, belly to belly, nose to nose. Here they are. Are you ready, guys? Because you have given me the opportunity to ask you some questions. Questions that will test your retro gaming knowledge and, of course, these specialist subjects which we will go on to in a later round. Our contestants today are Woodland 37, Mr. Carl. How are you, sir?
Greetings, yeah, absolutely brilliant. Best day of my life. I've never experienced a better one.
That's what I was expecting. I knew it would be the sort of the blessing of your day that this would happen.
Absolutely.
It is. And here's one half of the Fat Bastards, and the second half of the Fat Bastards is, of course, the one and only Mr. Chris Ashankt. How are you, sir?
I'm very well. I'm liking the applause, I'm not going to lie.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I said I'm liking the applause, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, well, you always get applause on Retro MasterMindless, no matter how dumb or clever you are. So, we'll just go reiterate the rule for a second. You will both have 15 questions on random retro gaming subjects in a 2-minute time loop. And then I will move on to your specialist subjects which you have already chosen. Are you both happy with them rules?
I haven't told you a specialist subject.
Yes, you have.
Yes,
you have. You both have.
Oh, I have, yes.
Over the magic that is Facebook, several weeks ago you told me your specialist subject.
Yes, yeah.
I'm glad you're catching up.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is going to start off with Woodland 37. If you are ready, if you're all tightened up, Carl, are you prepped up?
Bollocks, you know, I'm ready.
Brilliant. That's fucking glad to hear, mate, because otherwise it's going to be an absolute shambles. So, you have 15 retro gaming questions, 2 minutes to answer. You can pass on any of these questions and go back to them questions if you finish your 15 questions. Do you understand the rules?
Yes.
Excellent. So, if you're ready, your time starts now. Billy and Jimmy Lee appear in which 80s beat-em-up?
Double Dragon.
Correct. The Atari Flashback 2 contains how many Atari 2600 games?
I have no idea. 56.
No, you can pass if you want.
Pass.
Pass. In which futuristic racing series do the race teams Uricom, Quarex and AGS feature?
Wipeout.
Wipeout, correct. Tetris originates from which country?
Russia.
Russia, correct. In which game did we first meet Mario's evil alter ego, Wario?
What? You broke off there, sorry.
In which game did we first meet Mario's evil alter ego, Wario?
Mario Land 2 on the Game Boy.
That is correct. What was the device known which enabled you to connect up to 5 controllers to the Super Nintendo?
A multi-tap.
The multi-tap, correct. In what game series is Kratos the primary protagonist in?
God of War.
God of War, correct. In what game does the Scrap Brain Zone appear in?
The Scrap.
Brain Zone appear in?
Metal Arms.
No. Pass. What defunct game publisher had the logo of a cartoon red fox's face?
Titus.
Titus, correct. Well done. What was the Slimline when was the Slimline PS1 released?
99.
No.
Pass.
Pass. David and Richard Darling founded what British game developer and publishing house?
Codemasters.
Codemasters, correct. You've got 5 seconds. Which Street Fighter 2 entry saw the debut of Native American T-Hawk? And your time is up, but you can answer.
3.
Incorrect. So, you have 3 remaining questions after that. You got to 12 questions. You scored 8 points.
I'm happy I got one right.
We'll go back on the 3 questions that you missed. The Atari Flashback 2 contains how many Atari 2600 games? 40 built into the system. Question 8. What game does the Scrap Brain Zone appear in? Sonic the Hedgehog.
Ah.
Yeah. And the Slimline PS1 was released in the year 2000. The last question you missed, which was what Street Fighter entry saw the debut of Native American T-Hawk, that was Super Street Fighter 2, the first one.
Right, okay.
So that's a very good entry for the first go, and a strong 8 points, I believe, there. How are you feeling after that, Chris?
Nervous.
Nervous?
Yeah.
It was a good showing by Carl there. Sorry, he got a few good questions there. I was surprised, actually. No offense.
No, you should. He's much more clever than he lets on. He plays dumb too much.
He does do that. It's very true. Very true indeed.
People don't becoming that way.
You know Carl's intelligent because he's tricked 2 women into marrying him.
So, Chris, I have 15 questions for you, gaming related. Of course, you already understand the rules, so when you're ready,
yeah, go for it.
Your 2 minute starts now. Which Namco light gun adventure features the characters Richard Miller and Wild Dog?
Point Blank.
No.
Pass.
Pass. Which former Queen's College student famously narrates the Little Big Planet series?
Stephen Fry.
Stephen Fry, correct. What was the first games console to ship 1 million units?
NES.
No.
Game Boy.
No.
Master System.
No. You can pass.
Mega Drive.
No.
Pass.
Pass. Who was the original developer of the Command & Conquer series?
Westwood Studios.
Westwood Studios, correct. What Final Fantasy creature has appeared in over 50 games?
Fucking hell. A Chocobo?
Chocobo, correct. Who is the talk show radio host that appears in the Grand Theft Auto series?
Pass.
Pass. To what generation of consoles does the Sega Dreamcast belong to?
6th.
6th, correct. The King of Fighters is a beat-em-up series produced by what company?
SNK.
SNK, correct. What 16-bit system is named after the Spanish word for female friend? You can pass, you have 30 seconds.
Yeah, pass.
Pass. What type of mythical creature is Spyro?
Dragon.
A dragon, correct. What does the SP stand for with the Game Boy Advance SP?
Single player?
Nope.
Solo power? No,
nope.
Pass.
Passed. The iToy was developed for which console? 10 seconds.
PS2.
PS2, correct.
PS2.
In Resident Evil, your time is up, but I will answer this last question because I've started it already. In Resident Evil, the Special Tactics and Rescue Service is abbreviated to what?
Sorry, the Special Tactics...
The Special Tactics and Rescue Service is abbreviated to what in Resident Evil? What initials?
S.
Famous with the game.
Sorry.
I don't know, I've never played STR.
No, okay, right, okay. That is over. Chris, you only got 7 answers. Carl has the upper hand after the first round of questions.
How many has he got?
He has 8, you have 7.
Oh,
we will go back to the questions.
Much worse.
We will go back to the questions which you passed on. Which Namco light gun adventure features the characters Richard Miller and Wild Dog? Time Crisis. What was the first games console to ship 1 million units? The PlayStation 1.
Okay.
First system to do that. Who is the talk show radio host that appears in the Grand Theft Auto series? Laszlo.
Of course it is, yeah, because I just did a mission last night where I had to kidnap him.
And you passed on a few here. What is the 16-bit system named after the Spanish word for female friend? The Commodore Amiga. Amiga.
Okay.
That's obvious when you hear it. Thank you, Dave. What does SP stand for with the Game Boy Advance SP? Special. That's all it stands for. Special. And finally, in Resident Evil, the Special Tactics and Rescue Service is abbreviated to what? STARS. So you did get further in the questions. I will admit, you got to the 13th question there, Chris, but you didn't get more than Carl. Carl has the upper hand going into the specialist rounds. Carl, your specialist subjects is, to my absolute delight, the Amstrad CPC. 15 questions on the Amstrad CPC. Are you happy with that, sir?
Yeah, I'm probably thinking I'm going to fail this, but go on.
Well, it was your choice.
I know it was.
Wooded 37. Are you ready for your 15 questions on the Amstrad CPC?
Go on.
And your time starts now. In what year was the CPC 464 released?
Oh, fucking hell, I knew you were going to ask me that. 84.
Correct. What was the size of the unique disc that the CPC used?
128. No.
In inches?
4.
No.
4. I don't know. 3.7, 4.7.
No.
Don't know.
I'd like to see 128-inch
Do
disc.
you want to pass?
Yes, pass.
Pass. Out of the 3 original CPC models, which version only lasted 6 months?
Is it the 600?
Say that again,
the
sorry?
600, the 600?
No, not 600.
Oh,
Come on,
pass.
Come on, pass.
6 to 8.
No. What
Well,
version of the basic programming language did the CPC exclusively use?
Oh.
Come on, Carl. I'm really urging you on here.
No, let's say brain freeze. Pass. Just carry on.
No, pass. What was the name of the character Amstrad hoped would be a recognisable mascot for the CPC range? On the ropes, in space, in the caves.
Yeah, Roland.
I've got to give you a hand here.
You're not allowed to coach the answers out of it.
What does CPC stand for?
Oh, fuck off. Next. Pass.
You don't know.
Don't stand for that.
The enhanced white keyboard versions of the CPC range were known as what?
Plus.
The Plus, correct. Name the 4 colours that were used on the keyboard of the CPC 464.
Blue, green, red, the black.
Yes, correct. The CPC 6128 had how much memory?
128.
128, correct. Due to Amstrad not having distributing facilities in Germany, the CPC was named under what brand? And your
Schneider.
time is up. Schneider, correct. And the death, you saved it there, Carl. Ooh. Oh, mate.
The fucking program, honestly, I think, right, in all honesty, when you asked me what my questions were, I was completely fucking pissed. I was off my fucking tits. And, but I think it's okay.
No change then, I suppose.
What's he picked? Has he picked fucking, I think...
You'll see what Mr. Ashankt has picked. You got to question 10. Out of 15 questions, you only got to question 10. You passed on 5 questions. You got 5 correct. That puts your total up to 13 points.
That's unlucky.
We go back to some of the questions that you missed. Carl, I'm disappointed in you as a fellow CPC fan.
Go on.
I'm really disappointed in you. You missed. What was the size of the unique disc for the CPC? It was a 3-inch disc. It was the only system that ever used this.
Yeah.
Out of the 3 original CPC models, which version only lasted 6 months? That was the CPC 664.
Yeah.
I mean, the Specky disc was not the same size then? The 128?
No, it was the same size, but after Amstrad bought it. Because that's the reason why. When Amstrad bought Spectrum, they put the disc in because that's what they use on their stuff. What version of the basic programming language did the CPC exclusively use? Locomotive Basic. No other system used Locomotive Basic. What does CPC stand for? Colour Personal Computer.
Yeah, it says it on the fucking thing, doesn't it?
Does indeed.
Yeah.
So, yes, 10 questions asked and 5 correct there. That brings your total up to 13.
Yeah.
So now we move on to Chris with his specialist subject. And his specialist subject is World of Warcraft.
Oh, you nerd. There better be a South Park question in there.
We will see,
Let's
won't
hope
we? We will see. We will see. So, Chris, you have 15 questions on World of Warcraft, and your time starts now. In what year was World of Warcraft released in Europe?
2005.
Correct. World of Warcraft is an MMORPG. What does MMORPG stand for?
Massively multiplayer online role-playing game.
Correct. What is the smallest amount of money you can earn in the game?
1 copper.
1 copper, correct. What developer is responsible for World of Warcraft?
Blizzard.
Blizzard, correct. How many classes are there in World of Warcraft without expansion packs?
Rogue, warrior, hunter, druid, mage, warlock, paladin. I'm going to say 8.
No.
9.
9, correct. What is the name of the second expansion set?
Burning Crusade. Wrath of the Lich King.
Correct. Make Love Not Warcraft was the title of an episode satirising World of
South
Warcraft. But what? Correct. What profession do you need to make a linen shirt?
Tailoring.
Tailoring, correct. What effect does the Soul Stone give upon casting?
You resurrect. You have the choice to resurrect when you die.
Correct. What was the original maximum level a player could get to?
60.
60, correct. In the famous viral video of World of Warcraft featuring the player's guild, Powers of Life, what was the name of the player who ruined the plan?
Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins, correct. What is the name of the planet in which most of World of Warcraft is set on?
Azeroth.
Correct. What is the card game spin-off of the Warcraft series?
Hearthstone.
Correct. Orcs and goblins belong to which faction in World of Warcraft?
The Horde.
Correct. Last question. Just out of time, but you've still got this last question to go. What is the name of the upcoming expansion set?
Warlords of Draenor.
Correct. Chris, you have got a perfect 15. Amazing.
All the perfect game.
Question answered.
I demand a dope test.
A first for Retro MasterMindless, for every question to be answered within the time limit. Absolutely outstanding.
What amazes me, now I know we're all technically geeks because we like computers, but what amazes me, Chris, is you got 10 out of 10 on Warcraft as your subject, and yet you know what boob feels like.
Where do you think I met my wife, Dave?
Oh.
Oh, excuse me, you're going to have to bloody bear
You're
with me.
going to have to make another shirt now, Chris,
I know.
with just 10 on it.
Chris, you have 22
Sorry.
points. And it turns out after Carl's outstanding first round, we're beating you by 1 point. You have an absolutely blinder on your specialist subject with a perfect 15 points, 22 points. Unbelievable. Congratulations, you are the winner of this week's 3rd edition of Retro MasterMindless. And I thank you ever so much, everyone, for tuning in for this edition of this quiz. And we'll see you probably next time. So after that utterly enthralling edition of Retro MasterMindless, we have a new leader in the form of Chris Ashankt. 22 points leading the way. Woodland tucks in just above Monkey Spaz 5000 with his admirable 13 points. A perfect round of 15 there for Chris Ashankt. Absolutely outstanding. Can we see that again? Well, let's find out on the next Retro MasterMindless. I have been Magnus Novabugson, and I will definitely see you next time. Thank you, guys. That was really good. Really good. Thank you.
I knew what he was going to pick because he's been resurrected, Chug Rock. He actually died, spent that many fucking hours on that game, died, and then come back. So I knew he'd fucking do it. But I'll tell you something now, Chug Rock. You're next on Cunt. And if you think you're going to get a complete score World of Warcraft, you've got nothing coming because I'm going to ask how much fucking leaves are on every single fucking tree. If you don't get it right, you're fucked. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to research the fucking shit. I want to know what chord made a fucking drink in the game. Like with the XY97. If you don't get it, you're fucked. You're supposed to be a specialist.
Does that mean you're also going to kill me on the next edition of Cunt, Cole?
No, because I like you. I hate him.
Oh, can you tell me what the CPC stands for?
It's on the fucking machine.
It's actually written at the top of the machine. I thought I've got to give him some easy ones. How the
Honestly,